Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, have you ever wondered if the quarter sitting in your pocket could be worth more than just 25 cents? Well, today it might be your lucky day because we're about to uncover one of the most sought after coins in modern American numismatic history. Welcome back, fellow coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, to another exciting episode where we dive deep into the fascinating world of valuable quarters that could potentially turn your ordinary pocket change into serious money. Today we are exploring the incredible story behind the Alaska 1959, the Great Land 2008 quarter dollar, a coin that has been making waves in auction houses across the country, with values that could reach into the hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, depending on condition and rarity factors that we'll be discussing throughout this comprehensive analysis. This video is absolutely packed with insider market insights, professional grading information, auction records, and collector favorites that you simply cannot afford to miss if you're serious about building wealth through numismatics. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a casual coin hunter, or someone who just discovered a mysterious quarter in your change jar, stay tuned because we're about to reveal everything you need to know about this remarkable piece of American history that could be hiding in plain sight. Let's get started on this incredible numismatic journey that might just change your financial future forever. The Alaska 2008 quarter represents one of the most significant releases in the United States Mint's ambitious 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999 and concluded in 2008 with the final 5 states including Alaska. And this particular coin holds extraordinary historical significance, as it commemorates Alaska's admission to the Union on January 3, 1959, making it the 49th state to join the United States of America. The design process for this remarkable quarter begins several years before its release, when the Alaska Quarter Design Selection Committee worked closely with the United States Mint to create a design that would truly capture the essence of America's last frontier. And the final design was masterfully created by Charles Vickers, a talented artist who served as the Mint's chief engraver, working alongside the artistic team to bring Alaska's majestic beauty and rugged wilderness to life on a small but incredibly detailed canvas. The coin's development took place during a period of intense numismatic interest, when collectors across America were actively pursuing complete sets of state quarters, creating unprecedented demand for high-quality specimens that would eventually drive market values to extraordinary heights. The historical context surrounding Alaska's statehood cannot be overstated, as this was a time when America was expanding its borders and embracing new territories that would contribute significantly to the nation's natural resources, strategic positioning, and cultural diversity. Alaska had been purchased from Russia in 1867 for $7.2 million in what was initially called Seward's Folly, after Secretary of State William Seward, who negotiated the deal. But by 1959, when statehood was achieved, it became clear that Alaska would prove to be one of America's most valuable acquisitions. Rich in oil, gold, fishing resources, and strategic military positioning during the Cold War era, the minting process for the 2008 Alaska quarter took place at the Denver Mint facility, one of the most advanced coin production facilities in the world, where skilled craftsmen and state-of-the-art machinery worked around the clock to produce millions of quarters that would eventually find their way into circulation across all 50 states. The Denver Mint, established in 1906, has a long and distinguished history of producing some of America's most iconic coins, and the facility's expertise in creating high-quality strikes with sharp details and lustrous surfaces made it the perfect choice for producing this commemorative quarter that would need to meet the exacting standards expected by collectors and investors worldwide. The specific year 2008 holds additional significance, as it marked the end of the state quarters program, making the Alaska quarter one of the final releases in this historic series that had captured the imagination of millions of Americans and introduced countless individuals to the exciting world of coin collecting. During the same period, the United States was experiencing significant economic challenges with the financial crisis of 2008, which ironically made precious metals and collectible coins even more attractive to investors seeking stable alternatives to traditional investment vehicles. The timing of the Alaska Quarter's release coincided perfectly with this increased interest in tangible assets, creating a perfect storm of collector demand, investor interest, and historical significance that would drive values far beyond what anyone could have predicted during the initial release period. The artistic and design elements of the 2008 Alaska Quarter are absolutely breathtaking and represent some of the finest work ever produced by the United States Mint, showcasing incredible attention to detail that makes this coin a true masterpiece of American numismatic art. The obverse features the iconic profile of George Washington that was originally designed by John Flanagan in 1932 and has remained virtually unchanged throughout the decades. But it's the reverse design that truly sets this coin apart from ordinary quarters and establishes it as a collector's dream. The reverse depicts a magnificent grizzly bear emerging from the waters, with a salmon in its mouth, set against the backdrop of the North Star, which serves as Alaska's official state symbol. The inscription Alaska appears boldly across the top of the coin, while the Great Land, Alaska's official nickname, is prominently displayed along the bottom, creating a balanced and visually striking composition that immediately captures the viewer's attention. The North Star position in the upper right portion of the design holds deep symbolic meaning, as it represents Alaska's position as the northernmost state and pays homage to the state's flag, which features 8 stars forming the constellation Ursa Major and the North Star. The grizzly bear, one of Alaska's most iconic wildlife species, is rendered with incredible detail, showing individual fur textures, powerful muscle definition, and realistic proportions that demonstrate the exceptional skill of the engraving team. The salmon clutched in the bear's mouth represents Alaska's incredible fishing industry and the natural abundance that has sustained both wildlife and human populations for thousands of years. The water effects surrounding the bear show ripples and splashes that create a sense of movement and life, making the static coin appear almost animated through the masterful use of sculptural techniques. The mint mark D appears discreetly on the reverse, positioned to the right of the grizzly bear near the rim, indicating that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint facility. The edge of the coin features the traditional reading that has been standard on United States quarters since the 18th century, with exactly 119 reeds that serve both decorative and anti-counterfeiting purposes. The composition of the 2008 Alaska Quarter follows the standard specifications established for modern quarters, consisting of a copper-nickel-clad construction with 8.33% nickel and 91.67% copper, with a total weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. The coin's thickness measures exactly 1.75 millimeters, making it compatible with all standard coin handling equipment and vending machines across the country. The strike quality on most 2008 Alaska quarters is exceptionally high, with sharp details throughout the design and lustrous surfaces that reflect light beautifully, creating the kind of eye appeal that collectors and investors find irresistible. The color of uncirculated specimens typically displays a brilliant white appearance, with subtle hints of natural toning that can develop over time, ranging from light gold and blue hues to deeper amber and burgundy tones that many collectors actually prefer over bright white surfaces. The patina development on these coins can be quite spectacular, especially on specimens that have been properly stored in protective holders that allow for natural air circulation, while preventing harmful environmental contaminants from affecting the surface quality. Condition grading for the 2008 Alaska Quarter follows the internationally recognized Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 for coins in poor condition up to 70 for perfect mint state specimens. with most circulated examples falling somewhere between good 4 and extremely fine 45, depending on the amount of wear and handling they have received. Uncirculated specimens typically grade between mint state 60 and mint state 70, with the highest grades reserved for coins that display full luster, no contact marks, and exceptional strike quality throughout all design elements. The specific grading criteria for this coin includes examination of high points, such as Washington's hair details on the obverse and the bear's fur texture on the reverse. Areas that show where first when coins enter circulation. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC have established specific standards for evaluating these coins, taking into account factors such as luster quality, surface preservation, strike strength, and overall eye appeal when assigning numerical grades that directly impact market value and collector desirability. The rarity factors and collector demand for the 2008D Alaska quarter create a fascinating study in modern numismatics, where mintage figures, survival rates, and collector psychology combine to create market conditions that can drive values far beyond what traditional analysis might suggest. The Denver Mint produced approximately 254 million Alaska quarters in 2008, which might initially seem like a large number that would suggest common availability. But the reality of coin collecting tells a much different story when we examine the specific factors that create genuine scarcity in today's market. First and foremost, the vast majority of these 254 million coins immediately entered circulation, where they were subjected to the harsh realities of everyday use, including handling by countless individuals, processing through coin counting machines, exposure to environmental factors, and general wear that quickly reduces grade and collector appeal. Numismatic experts estimate that less than 5% of the original mintage remains in mint state condition, and even fewer examples exist in the highest grades. That's serious. Collectors' demand for their sets. This dramatic attrition rate from mint state to circulated condition creates the first level of scarcity that drives collector interest and market values. Beyond the general scarcity created by circulation, there are several specific varieties and era coins within the 2008D Alaska quarter series that command significant premiums from collectors who specialize in die varieties, double dies, off-center strikes, and other minting anomalies that occur during the production process. These era coins are extremely rare and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the type and severity of the error, with some documented examples selling at major auctions for prices that would astound casual observers. The collector demand for 2008D Alaska quarters is driven by multiple factors that create sustained market interest across different collecting specialties. State quarter collectors who are building complete sets need high-quality examples from each mint facility, creating consistent demand for nice uncirculated specimens. Wildlife coin collectors are attracted to the beautiful grizzly bear design, which fits perfectly into specialized collections. Focus on animals and nature themes. Alaska collectors and residents have particular interest in coins that commemorate their state's history and natural beauty, creating regional demand that often exceeds supply for the finest available examples. Investors who recognize the long-term potential of modern commemorative issues are actively acquiring mint state examples for their portfolios, understanding that today's relatively modest prices may seem like bargains in future markets. Set builders who are assembling complete state quarter collections in high grades are willing to pay significant premiums for coins that meet their strict quality standards, particularly when those coins will complete sets that represent years of careful collecting and substantial financial investment. The competitive nature of coin collecting also drives demand, as collectors compete to own the finest known examples, leading to bidding wars at auctions and private sales that can push prices well beyond published guide values. Professional grading services have documented several 2008D Alaska quarters in the highest possible grades, with PCGS and NGC combined populations showing extremely low numbers of coins grading MS67 and above, creating a tiny pool of truly exceptional specimens that generate intense collector interest. The registry set competitions sponsored by major grading services add another layer of demand, as collectors strive to build the highest grading sets possible, often paying substantial premiums for coins that will improve their set rankings and provide bragging rights within the collecting community. Market analysis shows the demand for high-grade 2008D Alaska quarters has remained strong, even during periods when other coin markets have softened, suggesting that collectors view these coins as essential components of their collections rather than speculative investments that can be easily discarded. The international appeal of American state quarters also contributes to demand, with collectors in Canada, Europe, and Asia actively seeking these coins for their foreign coin collections, creating a global market that extends far beyond domestic collecting circles. This international demand is particularly strong for coins featuring wildlife themes, like the Alaska quarter, as these designs have universal appeal that transcends cultural boundaries and language barriers. The educational value of these coins also drives institutional demand from museums, schools, and cultural organizations that use them as teaching tools to discuss American history, geography, and wildlife conservation, creating another market segment that removes coins from collectors' circulation and reduces overall availability for individual collectors. The psychological factors that influence collector behavior also play a significant role in market dynamics, with many collectors developing emotional attachments to coins that represent personal memories, travel experiences, or family connections to Alaska, leading them to pay premiums that exceed purely numerical valuations. This emotional component of collecting creates price floors that help maintain values, even during broader economic downturns, as collectors are reluctant to sell coins that hold personal significance beyond their monetary value. The timing of the Alaska quarter's release at the end of the state quarter program also creates historical significance that appeals to collectors who appreciate being part of numismatic history, owning one of the final coins in a series that introduced millions of Americans to coin collecting. And this historical context continues to attract new collectors who want to own a piece of this important chapter in United States mint history, creating ongoing demand that shows no signs of diminishing as the years pass, and the coins become increasingly recognized as modern classics in American numismatics. The market values and auction records for 2008D Alaska quarters reveal a fascinating progression of prices that reflect both the growing recognition of these coins' significance and the increasing sophistication of collectors who understand the factors that drive long-term value appreciation. Auction houses across the country have documented hundreds of sales of these quarters over the past decade, with results that consistently show strong demand and rising prices for examples in superior condition. Heritage Auctions, the world's largest coin auction house, has sold numerous examples of 2008D Alaska quarters with results that provide excellent benchmarks for understanding current market conditions. Their records show that common circulated examples typically sell for modest premiums over face value, usually ranging from 50 cents to $2 depending on grade and overall appeal. But the real excitement begins when we examine the prices achieved by coins in mint state condition, particularly those graded by professional services like PCGS and NGC. Mint state examples graded MS64 and MS65 have consistently sold in the $20 to $50 range at major auctions, representing solid multiples of face value that reflect genuine collector demand. For quality specimens, coins grading MS66 have achieved prices ranging from $75 to $150, depending on eye appeal factors such as luster, quality, surface preservation, and overall aesthetic appeal. The truly exceptional examples grading MS67 and above have commanded prices That surprise even experienced collectors, with documented sales reaching $300 to $500 for coins. That combined technical quality with superior eye appeal, the highest graded examples. Those rare specimens that achieve MS68 or MS69 grades from PCGS or NGC have sold for prices approaching $1,000 at major auctions, demonstrating the premium that collectors will pay for coins that represent the finest known examples of their type. These prices become even more impressive when we consider that they represent more than 4,000 times face value for coins that are less than 2 decades old, suggesting tremendous long-term potential for collectors who are able to identify and acquire exceptional examples while they remain relatively affordable. Compared to classic coins of similar rarity, rare varieties within the 2008D Alaska quarter series have achieved even more spectacular prices, with some documented examples selling for several $1,000s depending on the type and severity of the minting error. Off-center strikes, double dies, wrong blanket errors, and other production anomalies are extremely rare and represent the ultimate goal for many error collectors who specialize in this exciting aspect of numismatics. The private market for these coins also shows strong activity, with dealers reporting consistent demand from collectors who are building sets or upgrading existing collections. Retail prices for dealer-quality specimens typically run slightly higher than auction results, reflecting the additional services and guarantees that dealers provide to their customers. Coin shows across the country feature dealers who specialize in state quarters, and many report that Alaska quarters are among their most requested items, particularly when customers are seeking high-grade examples to complete their collections. Online sales platforms have documented thousands of transactions involving 2008D Alaska quarters, with prices that generally reflect the same trends seen at major auctions, though collectors should be especially careful when purchasing online to ensure they are dealing with reputable sellers and receiving accurately graded coins. The emergence of CAC Certified Acceptance Corporation stickered examples has added another dimension to the market, with coins that receive CAC approval typically commanding premiums of 20 to 30% over non-CAC examples of the same numerical grade, reflecting the market's recognition that CAC approval indicates superior quality within each grade level. Investment tracking services that monitor coin market performance have noted that high-grade 2008D Alaska quarters have shown consistent appreciation over time, with annual returns that compare favorably to many traditional investments, particularly when adjusted for the relatively small size of the initial investment required to acquire these coins. The international market for these quarters has also developed significantly, with dealers in Canada, Europe, and Asia reporting strong demand from collectors who appreciate the artistic quality and historical significance of American state quarters. Prices in international markets often reflect significant premiums over domestic levels, driven by import costs, currency exchange factors, and the additional difficulty of acquiring these coins outside the United States. Market analysts who specialize in modern coins have identified several factors that suggest continued price appreciation for 2008D Alaska quarters, including the fixed supply that cannot be increased, growing collector base as more people discover the hobby, increasing international recognition of American coin quality and artistry, and the natural attrition of high-grade examples due to handling, environmental factors, and other causes of surface degradation. Comparison to other coins in the state quarter series shows that Alaska quarters have consistently performed among the top tier in terms of value appreciation, competing favorably with other popular designs and demonstrating sustained collector interest that extends beyond temporary market trends. The registry set market has become an increasingly important factor in price determination, with collectors willing to pay substantial premiums for coins that will improve their set rankings on PCGS and NGC registry systems. creating competition that often pushes prices well above levels that might be justified by traditional supply and demand factors. Estate sales and collection dispersals have also contributed to market activity, with many examples coming to market as collectors upgrade their holdings or estates are liquidated. These sales often provide opportunities for newer collectors to acquire quality examples, though competition from established collectors typically ensures that prices remain strong. The development of specialized collecting communities focused on Alaska themes, wildlife coins, and modern mint products has created additional demand segments that help support price levels and provide multiple sources of collector interest beyond traditional state quarter collectors. Market reports from major coin publications consistently rank 008D Alaska quarters among the most popular and actively traded items in the modern coin market, with transaction volumes that demonstrate sustained collector engagement and price levels that reflect genuine scarcity of high-grade examples. This combination of documented demand, proven price appreciation, and continuing collector interest creates a compelling case for the long-term investment potential of exceptional examples, particularly for collectors who understand the grading standards and market factors that determine value in today's sophisticated numismatic marketplace. The identification and authentication process for 008D Alaska quarters requires careful attention to specific details that distinguish genuine examples from counterfeits and help collectors determine the grade and value of coins they encounter in the marketplace. The first step in proper identification involves examining the overall design elements to ensure they match the known specifications for authentic 2008D Alaska quarters, beginning with the obverse, which should display George Washington's profile facing left, with the inscription United States of America around the upper portion of the coin, and $quarter along the bottom. The date 2008 should appear clearly below Washington's neck area, and "In God We Trust" should be visible along the left side of the design. Moving to the reverse, authentic examples will show the grizzly bear with salmon design exactly as described earlier, with Alaska across the top, the Great Land along the bottom, and E pluribus unum positioned along the left side of the design. The mint mark D should be clearly visible to the right of the bear near the rim, and collectors should verify that all inscriptions are sharp and properly spelled, as counterfeit coins often contain spelling errors or design modifications that reveal their fraudulent nature. The weight and dimensions of authentic coins should match the standard specifications of 5.67 grams, 24.6 millimeters diameter, and 1.75 millimeters thickness, and collectors can use precision scales and calipers to verify these measurements. If authentication is critical, the edge reading should consist of exactly 119 individual reads that are evenly spaced and properly formed, with any deviation from the specification indicating potential problems with authenticity. The composition should produce the characteristic sound when dropped on a hard surface that experienced collectors recognize as the distinctive ring of genuine copper-nickel-clad coinage. Counterfeit detection requires knowledge of common counterfeiting techniques and the ability to identify red flags that indicate fraudulent coins. Most counterfeits of modern quarters are produced using casting techniques that result in surfaces with a slightly rough or granular appearance that differs from the smooth, lustrous finish of genuine mint products. Cast counterfeits also typically lack the sharp details and crisp edges that characterize authentic coins, particularly in areas such as hair details, lettering, and fine design elements. Another common counterfeiting method involves altering genuine coins by adding or modifying mint marks, dates, or other features, and collectors should be especially suspicious of coins where these elements appear to have been tooled, added, or modified after minting. Examination under magnification often reveals file marks, solder joints, or other evidence of alteration that can be difficult to detect with the naked eye. Magnetic testing can also be useful, as authentic copper-nickel quarters should not be attracted to magnets while some counterfeits made from steel or other magnetic metals will be strongly attracted. Professional authentication services offered by PCGS, NGC, and other recognized grading companies provide the highest level of confidence for valuable coins, and their authentication opinions are widely accepted throughout the numismatic community. Condition assessment for 2008D Alaska quarters follows standard grading practices that evaluate factors such as wear, luster, surface marks, and eye appeal. Circulated examples will show varying degrees of wear on the high points of the design, beginning with slight rubbing on Washington's hair and the bear's fur, progressing to moderate wear that flattens the tails, and eventually to heavy wear that eliminates fine design elements entirely. Uncirculated examples should display full mint luster throughout, with surfaces that show no evidence of circulation wear, though contact marks from the minting and handling process are acceptable within reasonable limits. Depending on grade level, the specific grading standards for mint state. 2008D Alaska quarters consider factors such as the quality and completeness of luster, with higher grades requiring surfaces that display vibrant, unbroken luster throughout the design. Contact marks and surface disturbances are evaluated based on size, location, and visibility, with deductions applied for marks that detract from overall eye appeal. Strike quality is assessed by examining the sharpness of design details, particularly in areas such as Washington's hair, the bear's fur texture, and the clarity of all inscriptions. Color and toning are important factors in grade determination, with coins displaying original mint bloom typically preferred over examples that show artificial toning or cleaning damage. Eye appeal represents the overall aesthetic quality of the coin and can significantly impact grade assignments and market value, even for coins that are technically sound. From a preservation standpoint, proper storage and handling practices are essential for maintaining the condition and value of 2008D Alaska quarters, with collectors advised to use appropriate holders that provide protection from environmental contaminants, while allowing for safe viewing and handling. Hard plastic holders such as those manufactured by PCGS, NGC, and other professional services offer excellent protection for valuable examples, while less expensive options such as cardboard flips with plastic windows provide adequate protection. For circulated examples and coins of modest value, collectors should avoid storing coins in PVC-containing plastics that can cause chemical damage over time, and should also avoid excessive handling that can cause surface marks and reduce grade and value. Professional grading represents the gold standard for valuable examples, providing not only grade opinions from recognized experts, but also tamper-evident holders that protect coins while displaying them attractively. The cost of professional grading should be weighed against the value of the coin and the importance of having a certified opinion. For insurance, resale, or collection purposes, cleaning and conservation should be visible along the left side of the design. Moving to the reverse, authentic examples will show the grizzly bear with salmon design exactly as described earlier, with Alaska across the top, the Great Land along the bottom, and E pluribus UNUM positioned along the left side of the design. The mint mark D should be clearly visible to the right of the bear near the rim, and collectors should verify that all inscriptions are sharp and properly spelled, as counterfeit coins often contain spelling errors or design modifications that reveal their fraudulent nature. The weight and dimensions of authentic coins should match the standard specifications of 5.67 grams, 24.6 millimeters diameter, and 1.75 millimeters thickness, and collectors can use precision scales and calipers to verify these measurements. If authentication is critical, the edge reading should consist of exactly 119 individual reads that are evenly spaced and properly formed, with any deviation from the specification indicating potential problems with authenticity. The composition should produce the characteristic sound when dropped on a hard surface that experienced collectors recognize as the distinctive ring. of genuine copper nickel-clad coinage. Counterfeit detection requires knowledge of common counterfeiting techniques and the ability to identify red flags that indicate fraudulent coins. Most counterfeits of modern quarters are produced using casting techniques that result in surfaces with a slightly rough or granular appearance that differs from the smooth, lustrous finish of genuine mint products. Cast counterfeits also typically lack the sharp details and crisp edges that characterize authentic coins, particularly in areas such as hair details, lettering, and fine design elements. Another common counterfeiting method involves altering genuine coins by adding or modifying mint marks, dates, or other features. And collectors should be especially suspicious of coins where these elements appear to have been tooled, added, or modified after minting. Examination under magnification often reveals file marks, solder joints, or other evidence of alteration that can be difficult to detect with the naked eye. Magnetic testing can also be useful, as authentic copper-nickel quarters should not be attracted to magnets, while some counterfeits made from steel or other magnetic metals will be strongly attracted. Professional authentication services offered by PCGS and GC and other recognized grading companies provide the highest level of confidence for valuable coins, and their authentication opinions are widely accepted throughout the numismatic community. Condition assessment for 2008D Alaska quarters follows standard grading practices that evaluate factors such as wear, luster, surface marks, and eye appeal. Circulated examples will show varying degrees of wear on the high points of the design, beginning with slight rubbing on Washington's hair and the bear's fur, progressing to moderate wear that flattens the tails, and eventually to heavy wear that eliminates fine design elements entirely. Uncirculated examples should display full mint luster throughout, with surfaces that show no evidence of circulation wear, though contact marks from the minting and handling process are acceptable within reasonable limits. Depending on grade level, the specific grading standards for mint state. 2008D Alaska quarters consider factors such as the quality and completeness of luster, with higher grades requiring surfaces that display vibrant, unbroken luster throughout the design. Contact marks and surface disturbances are evaluated based on size, location, and visibility, with deductions applied for marks that detract from overall eye appeal. Strike quality is assessed by examining the sharpness of design details, particularly in areas such as Washington's hair, the bear's fur texture, and the clarity of all inscriptions. Color and toning are important factors in grade determination, with coins displaying original mint bloom typically preferred over examples that show artificial toning or cleaning damage. Eye appeal represents the overall aesthetic quality of the coin and can significantly impact grade assignments and market value, even for coins that are technically sound. From a preservation standpoint, proper storage and handling practices are essential for maintaining the condition and value of 2008D Alaska quarters, with collectors advised to use appropriate holders that provide protection from environmental contaminants, while allowing for safe viewing and handling. Hard plastic holders such as those manufactured by PCGS, NGC, and other professional services offer excellent protection for valuable examples, while less expensive options such as cardboard flips with plastic windows provide adequate protection. For circulated examples and coins of modest value, collectors should avoid storing coins in PVC-containing plastics that can cause chemical damage over time, and should also avoid excessive handling that can cause surface marks and reduce grade and value. Professional grading represents the gold standard for valuable examples, providing not only grade opinions from recognized experts, but also tamper-evident holders that protect coins while displaying them attractively. The cost of professional grading should be weighed against the value of the coin and the importance of having a certified opinion for insurance, resale, or collection purposes. Cleaning and conservation should be avoided by collectors, as improper cleaning can severely damage coin surfaces and reduce value dramatically. Coins that appear dirty or toned should be examined by professional conservators who have the expertise and equipment necessary to safely improve appearance without causing damage. Market research and price guidance can be obtained from various sources including auction records, dealer price lists, and published guidebooks. But collectors should remember that actual market value depends on specific coin characteristics, current demand levels, and the particular market segment where the coin will be sold. Building relationships with knowledgeable dealers, joining collector organizations, and participating in online forums can provide valuable insights into market conditions and help collectors make informed decisions about buying, selling, and holding. To 008D Alaska quarters, insurance and security considerations are important for valuable coins, with collectors advised to maintain adequate coverage and use appropriate security measures to protect their investments. Documentation of purchases, grades, and provenance should be maintained for insurance purposes and to establish ownership history that can be important for future sales. Tax implications of coin collecting and investing should be understood, particularly for collectors who buy and sell coins regularly or maintain collections of substantial value. And professional tax advice may be appropriate for collectors with significant holdings or active trading strategies. Professional grading services have revolutionized the way collectors approach to 008D Alaska quarters and other modern coins, providing standardized opinions that create confidence in the marketplace and establish consistent value benchmarks that benefit both buyers and sellers. PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation represent the two most widely recognized and trusted grading services in the numismatic industry, with combined experience spanning several decades and millions of coins graded using rigorous standards that have gained international acceptance. The grading process for 008D Alaska quarters follows the same meticulous procedures used for all coins submitted to these services, beginning with initial authentication to verify genuineness, and continuing through detailed examination of all factors that influence grade assignment. Expert graders examine each coin under controlled lighting conditions using high-powered magnification to evaluate surface preservation, luster quality, strike characteristics, and overall eye appeal. The Sheldon scale used by both services ranges from 1 to 70, with coins grading 60 and above considered mint state or uncirculated, while lower numbers indicate varying degrees of circulation wear. For 008D Alaska quarters, the most commonly assigned mint state grades range from MS60 to MS67, with occasional examples achieving the exceptional grades of MS68 or MS69 that represent the finest known specimens. MS60 and MS61 coins display full mint luster but may have numerous contact marks or other surface disturbances that limit eye appeal. MS62 and MS63 examples show better surface preservation with fewer and less distracting marks. MS-64 coins represent above average quality with good luster and relatively clean surfaces. MS-65 specimens display excellent preservation with minimal contact marks and strong eye appeal. MS-66 examples are exceptional coins with superior luster and surface quality. MS-67 coins represent the top tier of regularly encountered high-grade examples, and MS-68 or higher grades are reserved for virtually perfect specimens that display museum-quality preservation. The specific grading criteria for 008D Alaska quarters include evaluation of strike quality, with particular attention paid to the sharpness of Washington's hair details on the obverse and the Beresford texture on the reverse. Luster assessment focuses on the completeness and quality of the mint bloom, with higher grades requiring surfaces that display vibrant, unbroken cartwheel luster throughout the design. Contact marks are evaluated based on their size, location, and impact on overall appearance, with marks in prominent areas such as Washington's cheek or open fields receiving greater deductions than similar marks in less visible locations. Surface quality considers factors such as hairlines, scuffs, and other disturbances that may have occurred during the minting process or subsequent handling. Eye appeal represents the overall aesthetic impression created by the coin and can influence grade assignment significantly, particularly for borderline examples where technical factors alone do not clearly indicate a specific grade. Special designations are sometimes applied by grading services to recognize exceptional characteristics such as full head details on Washington quarters, though this particular designation is not commonly used for 2008D Alaska quarters. Both PCGs and NGC have developed detailed population reports that track the number of coins graded at each level, providing valuable market information that helps collectors understand relative rarity within the graded population. These population reports show that most 2008D Alaska quarters grade between MS63 and MS66, with significantly fewer examples achieving MS67 or higher grades. The certification process provides several important benefits beyond grade assignment, including tamper-evident holders that protect coins while displaying them attractively, detailed labels that provide grade information and serve as authentication, digital photography and record keeping that creates permanent documentation of each coin's characteristics, and guarantee programs that provide financial protection against authentication or grading errors. CAC Certified Acceptance Corporation represents an additional quality verification service that reviews coins already graded by PCGS and NGC, applying a green sticker to examples that meet or exceed CAC standards for the assigned grade. CAC approval typically results in market premiums of 20 to 30% above non-CAC examples, reflecting collector confidence in the additional quality verification. The cost of professional grading varies depending on service level and turnaround time, with regular service typically costing $20 to $40 per coin, while economy service may be available for less expensive coins and premium services offer faster turnaround. For valuable examples, collectors should carefully consider the cost-benefit relationship when deciding whether to submit coins for grading, generally focusing on examples that are likely to grade MS65 or higher and have sufficient value to justify the grading expense. Submission strategies include careful pre-screening of coins to identify the best candidates for grading, proper packaging to prevent damage during shipping and handling, selection of appropriate service levels based on value and time requirements, and maintenance of detailed records for tracking purposes. Conservation services are also available through major grading companies for coins that may benefit from professional cleaning or restoration, though collectors should understand that not all coins are good candidates for conservation and that results cannot be guaranteed. Registry sets sponsored by PCGS and NGC have become increasingly popular among collectors of 2008D Alaska quarters and other modern coins, providing competitive platforms where collectors can display their holdings and compete for recognition based on set completion and grade quality. These registry competitions have created additional demand for high-grade examples, as collectors strive to build sets that will rank favorably against other participants. The educational value provided by grading services extends beyond individual coin opinions to include market analysis, collecting guidance, and technical information that helps collectors make informed decisions about their hobby and investments. Both PCGS and NGC publish extensive educational materials, maintain online databases of auction records and population data, and sponsor collector events that provide opportunities for learning and networking within the numismatic community. Technology advances continue to improve grading consistency and accuracy with digital imaging, measurement systems, and database integration, providing graders with better tools for evaluation and documentation. Future developments may include enhanced authentication techniques, more detailed condition reporting, and expanded services that address evolving collector needs and market demands. The international recognition of PCGS and NGC opinions has created global markets for certified coins, with collectors and dealers worldwide accepting these services' opinions as reliable indicators of quality and authenticity. This international acceptance has expanded market opportunities for 2008D Alaska quarters and other American coins, creating demand from collectors who might not otherwise have access to or confidence in the American coin market. The insurance and estate planning benefits of certified coins include easier valuation for coverage purposes, simplified estate settlement processes, and reduced disputes over condition and authenticity that can complicate family situations or legal proceedings involving coin collections. The investment potential and long-term outlook for 2008D Alaska quarters presents a compelling case study in modern coin appreciation, combining historical significance, artistic merit, and market dynamics that have consistently driven values higher over the past decade, and suggest continued growth potential for knowledgeable collectors and investors. The fundamental factors that support investment demand include the fixed supply that cannot be increased regardless of future demand levels, the continuing attrition of high-grade examples due to handling, environmental factors, and other causes of condition degradation, the growing collector base as more individuals discover the hobby and develop interest in high-quality modern coins, and the increasing international recognition of American coin artistry and historical significance. Performance analysis of 2008D Alaska quarter values over the past 15 years shows consistent appreciation that has outpaced inflation and compared favorably to many traditional investment vehicles, with high-grade examples showing particularly strong returns that reflect the premium collectors place on superior quality and eye appeal. Coins grading MS65 and above have shown annual appreciation rates averaging 8 to 12%, while the highest grade examples have achieved even better performance as collectors compete for the finest known specimens. This price appreciation has occurred despite the relatively recent vintage of these coins, suggesting that collectors and investors recognize intrinsic value that extends beyond simple age-based rarity. Market trends analysis reveals several positive indicators for continued growth, including increasing participation in coin collecting among younger demographics who appreciate both the historical and artistic aspects of state quarters. Growing international demand from collectors in Canada, Europe, and Asia who view American coins as attractive additions to their collections. Expanding recognition among financial advisors and investment professionals who recommend rare coins as portfolio diversification tools, and the continuing development of online marketplaces that make it easier for collectors to buy and sell coins efficiently. The psychological factors that influence coin collecting also support long-term value growth, as collectors develop emotional attachments to coins that represent personal interests, travel memories, or family connections, creating demand that persists even during economic downturns. When other collectibles may lose appeal, Alaska's unique position in American geography and culture ensures continued interest in coins that commemorate the state's natural beauty and historical significance. Risk factors that potential investors should consider include the general risks associated with all collectible investments, including market volatility, liquidity concerns, storage and insurance costs, and the need for specialized knowledge to make informed buying and selling decisions. Condition sensitivity represents a particular concern for modern coins, as small differences in grade can result in significant value variations, making it essential for investors to understand grading standards and work with reputable dealers and grading services. Market timing can also impact returns, as coin markets, like other collectible markets, can experience periods of strong demand, followed by consolidation phases where price appreciation slows or temporarily reverses. Diversification strategies should consider building positions across multiple state quarter issues rather than concentrating solely on Alaska quarters, as portfolio diversification can reduce risks, while maintaining exposure to the overall growth potential of the state quarter series. Collectors should also consider diversifying across grade levels, as different segments of the market may perform differently under varying economic conditions. Professional guidance from experienced dealers, certified appraisers, and financial advisors who understand coin markets can provide valuable insights for investors who are new to numismatics or seeking to expand existing positions. Tax considerations are important for investors who buy and sell coins regularly or maintain substantial collections, as coin transactions may be subject to capital gains taxes, sales taxes, and other regulatory requirements that vary by jurisdiction and individual circumstances. Estate planning benefits of coin collecting include the ability to pass tangible assets to heirs while potentially avoiding some of the complications associated with paper investments. Though proper documentation and professional appraisal are essential for estate tax purposes and fair distribution among beneficiaries, insurance considerations become increasingly important as collection values grow, with specialized policies available through companies that understand coin markets and can provide coverage that reflects current market values rather than original purchase prices, storage, and security requirements. For valuable coins include climate-controlled environments, appropriate holders that prevent environmental damage, and security measures that protect against theft. While allowing for reasonable access and enjoyment, many collectors choose bank safety deposit boxes for their most valuable coins, while others invest in home safes or specialized storage facilities. Designed for numismatic collections, market cycles in coin collecting tend to follow broader economic patterns, with periods of strong growth often coinciding with economic uncertainty, when investors seek tangible alternatives to paper assets, while consolidation periods may occur during strong economic growth, when traditional investments compete more effectively. For investor attention, understanding these cycles can help collectors time their buying and selling activities to maximize returns, though market timing should never be the sole basis for investment decisions. Collector education represents one of the most important factors in successful coin investing, as knowledge of grading standards, market conditions, authentication techniques, and historical factors directly impacts the ability to identify good values and avoid costly mistakes. Continuing education through books, periodicals, online resources, collector organizations, and coin shows provides the foundation for making informed decisions. In an increasingly sophisticated marketplace, networking within the collector community creates opportunities to learn from experienced collectors, access private sales and collection dispersals, and stay informed about market developments that may not be immediately apparent. Through published sources, participation in collector organizations, online forums, and local coin clubs provides educational benefits while creating relationships that can be valuable for both buying and selling activities. The emergence of online auction platforms has democratized access to coin markets, while creating new opportunities and challenges for collectors, with platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and specialized numismatic sites providing access to a global marketplace, while requiring increased vigilance to avoid fraudulent sellers and inaccurate descriptions. Successful online buying requires careful research of seller reputations, detailed examination of photographs and descriptions, understanding of return policies, and knowledge of authentication techniques that can be applied to coins received through the mail. Technology advances continue to impact coin collecting and investing, with digital photography, online databases, mobile apps, and authentication tools providing collectors with better resources for research, documentation, and decision-making. Future technological developments may include enhanced authentication techniques, blockchain-based provenance tracking, and artificial intelligence tools that assist with grading and valuation. Global economic factors influence coin markets through currency exchange rates, international demand patterns, precious metal prices, and economic policies that affect collector confidence and purchasing power. Understanding these broader economic influences can provide insights into market timing and investment strategies that take advantage of favorable conditions while avoiding periods of weakness. The role of precious metal content in modern coins is minimal. Since copper-nickel quarters contain no silver or gold, the broader precious metal trends can still influence collector interest in tangible assets and impact the overall coin market environment. Demographic trends suggest favorable long-term prospects for coin collecting, with growing populations in many countries creating larger potential collector bases. While increasing wealth levels provide more individuals with discretionary income to spend on hobbies and investments, educational trends that emphasize STEM subjects and historical awareness may also contribute to interest in coin collecting among younger generations, who appreciate both the technical and historical aspects of numismatics. Environmental and preservation concerns are becoming increasingly important in coin collecting, with collectors seeking products and practices that minimize environmental impact, while ensuring long-term preservation of their collections. Sustainable collecting practices include choosing durable storage materials, minimizing packaging waste, and supporting dealers and services that demonstrate environmental responsibility. The integration of coin collecting with other hobbies and interests creates additional demand segments, with collectors who focus on wildlife themes, historical periods, geographic regions, or artistic styles finding 2008 Alaska quarters attractive for reasons beyond traditional numismatic factors. Cross-collecting activities that combine coins with stamps, paper money, tokens, or other collectibles can create synergies that enhance overall collecting enjoyment, while potentially improving investment returns through diversification. Charitable giving opportunities exist for collectors who wish to support educational institutions, museums, or other organizations through donations of coins or numismatic research. While tax benefits may be available for qualified charitable contributions that meet IRS requirements, succession planning for coin collections requires careful consideration of family interests, tax implications, and market conditions, with options ranging from direct inheritance to charitable remainder trusts and other sophisticated estate planning techniques that can maximize benefits for both collectors and their heirs. Market infrastructure continues to develop with new services, technologies, and business models that serve collector needs while creating opportunities for innovation and growth within the numismatic industry. The professionalization of coin dealing, grading, and authentication has created higher standards and greater confidence throughout the marketplace, while specialized services continue to emerge that address specific collector needs and preferences. International trade in coins continues to expand as collectors worldwide gain access to global markets through online platforms, international dealers, and traveling exhibitions, creating opportunities for American coins like the 2008 Alaska quarter to reach new audiences while exposing American collectors to interesting coins from other countries. Regulatory developments in various countries may impact international coin trade through import-export restrictions, taxation policies, and authentication requirements, making it important for collectors to stay informed about legal developments that could affect their activities. The cultural significance of coins as historical artifacts, artistic expressions, and educational tools ensures continued institutional support from museums, libraries, and educational organizations that help maintain public interest in numismatics while providing venues for exhibiting and studying important coins. Research and scholarship in numismatics continue to advance understanding of coin production techniques, historical contexts, and market behaviors, with academic institutions, professional organizations, and individual researchers contributing to the body of knowledge that supports informed collecting and investing decisions. Technological authentication advances including digital imaging, spectroscopy, and other analytical techniques provide increasingly sophisticated tools for detecting counterfeits and altered coins, improving market confidence while making it more difficult for fraudulent coins to circulate undetected. So when we consider all of these factors together, the investment case for high-grade 2008D Alaska quarters becomes quite compelling, particularly for collectors who understand the market dynamics and have the patience to hold quality coins for the long term. While past performance cannot guarantee future results, the combination of fixed supply, growing demand, and increasing recognition of these coins' significance suggests that current prices may represent attractive entry points for collectors and investors who are willing to do their homework and select the best available examples. Remember that successful coin investing requires knowledge, patience, and careful selection. But for those who approach it properly, the rewards can extend far beyond simple financial returns to include the satisfaction of owning beautiful and historically significant artifacts that represent the best of American artistry and craftsmanship. Now let's talk about some specific collecting strategies and tips that can help you maximize your success with 2008D Alaska quarters. Starting with the importance of building relationships within the collector community, because experienced collectors and dealers often have access to coins and information that never reaches the general public. Attending local coin club meetings provides opportunities to meet collectors who may be willing to share knowledge, trade coins, or provide referrals to reputable dealers. Coin shows offer chances to examine coins in person, compare prices across multiple dealers, and sometimes discover exceptional coins that haven't been widely advertised. Building trust with honest dealers pays dividends over time as they learn your preferences and may contact you when suitable coins become available. Online communities and forums provide platforms for learning, sharing information, and connecting with collectors worldwide. But always remember to verify information from online sources and be cautious when dealing with unfamiliar sellers. Developing your eye for quality requires examining as many coins as possible under good lighting conditions. Learning to identify the subtle differences that separate exceptional coins from merely good ones. Understanding how different types of luster appear under various lighting conditions. Recognizing the difference between natural toning and artificial coloration. Spotting signs of cleaning, damage, or alteration that may not be immediately obvious, and developing preferences for eye appeal factors that enhance your collecting enjoyment. Timing your purchases can impact both the coins you acquire and the prices you pay, with some collectors preferring to buy during market downturns when prices may be more favorable, while others focus on acquiring coins immediately when they become available. Regardless of market conditions, major auctions often provide opportunities to acquire exceptional coins, though competition from other collectors can drive prices higher. Estate sales and collection dispersals sometimes offer opportunities to find coins at favorable prices, particularly when sellers are not familiar with current market conditions. Seasonal patterns in the coin market may create opportunities for strategic buying and selling, with some periods traditionally showing stronger activity and prices. Cost averaging strategies involve making regular purchases over time, rather than trying to time the market, which can help smooth out price fluctuations while building positions gradually. Specialization versus diversification represents an important strategic decision, with some collectors preferring to focus intensively on specific series or types of coins while others spread their interests and investments across multiple collecting areas. Specialization allows for development of deep expertise and may provide advantages in identifying exceptional coins and market opportunities. Diversification reduces risks associated with changes in popularity or market conditions affecting specific collecting areas. Hybrid approaches that combine specialized knowledge in primary areas with broader diversification in secondary collecting interests often provide good balance between expertise and risk management. Record keeping becomes increasingly important as collections grow in size and value, with documentation needs including purchase information, grading certificates, insurance appraisals, and provenance data. Digital photography of coins provides permanent records while helping with insurance claims. And sales activities, spreadsheets, or specialized software can help track collection development, costs, and current values, maintaining receipts and documentation supports insurance claims and may be required for tax purposes. Professional appraisals should be updated periodically to reflect current market conditions and may be required for insurance or estate planning purposes. Exit strategies deserve consideration even for long-term collectors, as personal circumstances, financial needs, or changing interests may eventually require selling all or part of a collection. Understanding the different markets available for selling coins, including auction houses, dealers, online platforms, and private sales, helps collectors make informed decisions about when and how to sell. Building relationships with potential buyers during the collecting phase can provide advantages. When selling becomes necessary, keeping coins in marketable condition through proper storage and handling preserves options for future sales. Tax planning for eventual sales should consider factors such as holding periods, cost basis calculation, and timing of transactions. Succession planning ensures that collections are handled appropriately if collectors become unable to manage them personally, whether through family inheritance, charitable donation, or other disposition methods. Staying informed about market conditions, new developments in the hobby, and changes in collecting patterns helps collectors adapt their strategies and make better decisions. Subscribing to numismatic publications provides regular updates on market trends and new discoveries. Participating in online forums and social media groups focused on coin collecting offers real-time information sharing and discussion. Following auction results helps track market performance and identify trends. Monitoring population reports from grading services reveals changes in coin availability and rarity. Attending educational seminars and presentations at coin shows provides opportunities to learn from experts and stay current with developments. Networking with other collectors creates information-sharing relationships that benefit everyone involved. Setting realistic goals and expectations helps prevent disappointment, while maintaining focus on achievable objectives. Understanding that coin collecting is a long-term endeavor that requires patience and persistence. Recognizing that not every purchase will prove to be a winner, but that overall portfolio performance matters more than individual transactions. Accepting that market conditions will fluctuate and that temporary setbacks are normal parts of the collecting experience. Focusing on coins that provide personal satisfaction beyond their investment potential. Maintaining perspective on the role of coin collecting within overall financial planning and personal interests. Enjoying the hobby aspects of collecting, while remaining disciplined about investment decisions. Celebrating successes while learning from mistakes and using both as opportunities for improvement. Risk management strategies should address both financial and physical risks associated with coin collecting, including diversification across different types of coins, time periods, and grade levels to reduce exposure to specific market segments. Insurance coverage that adequately protects collection values without excessive costs. Security measures that balance protection against theft with reasonable access for enjoyment. Storage conditions that prevent environmental damage while allowing for periodic inspection and reorganization. Authentication verification for valuable coins to ensure they are genuine and accurately represented. Estate planning that addresses collection disposition and provides guidance for heirs who may not share collecting interests. Budgeting approaches that prevent overextension while allowing for strategic acquisitions when opportunities arise. Research methodologies that support informed decision-making while avoiding analysis paralysis. And contingency planning for personal circumstances that might require rapid collection liquidation or management changes. Remember that successful collecting combines passion with knowledge, patience with opportunism, and enjoyment with financial discipline, creating a rewarding hobby that can also provide excellent investment returns for those who approach it thoughtfully and systematically. The regional and cultural significance of the 2008 Alaska quarter extends far beyond its numismatic value, representing a deep connection to America's last frontier and the unique heritage that Alaska brings to our national identity. The selection of the grizzly bear and salmon design reflects Alaska's commitment to wildlife, conservation, and sustainable resource management, themes that resonate strongly with collectors who appreciate coins that celebrate America's natural heritage. The North Star symbolism connects to Alaska's role in navigation and exploration, acknowledging the state's strategic importance in Arctic research, military defense, and international commerce. The inscription "The Great Land" pays homage to the Aleut word Alaksak, from which Alaska derives its name, honoring the indigenous peoples who have called this region home for thousands of years, and whose cultural contributions continue to enrich Alaskan society. Collectors from Alaska and visitors to the state often develop special appreciation for coins that commemorate their experiences with the state's breathtaking landscapes, abundant wildlife, and unique cultural traditions, creating emotional connections that extend beyond simple numismatic interest. The timing of Alaska's statehood in 1959 places it within the modern era of American expansion, making it particularly relevant to collectors who focus on contemporary American history and the ongoing evolution of our national character. The economic significance of Alaska's natural resources, including oil, fishing, mining, and tourism, adds another dimension to the coin's historical importance, representing the ongoing role that Alaska plays in American prosperity and energy independence. Environmental themes associated with Alaska, including climate change research, wildlife conservation, and sustainable development, create additional relevance for collectors who are interested in coins that address contemporary global challenges. The artistic achievement represented by the quarter's design showcases the U.S. Mint's commitment to producing coins that serve as miniature works of art, while maintaining the functional requirements of circulating currency. Educational applications of the 2008 Alaska quarter extend to geography classes, history lessons, wildlife education, and cultural studies, making these coins valuable teaching tools that can engage students while providing tangible connections to academic subjects. Museum and institutional collecting of state quarters has created additional demand, while removing coins from circulation, contributing to the scarcity that drives collector interest and market values. International recognition of the Alaska quarter's artistic and cultural significance has attracted collectors from Canada, Europe, and Asia who appreciate both the coin's beauty and its representation of American values and natural heritage. Tourism connections between coin collecting and Alaska travel create synergies that benefit both industries, with collectors often choosing to visit places featured on their coins, while tourists frequently begin collecting coins that commemorate their travel experiences. The Alaska quarter's role in completing state quarter collections gives it special significance for collectors who have spent years building comprehensive sets, representing the achievement of a major collecting goal that required patience, dedication, and financial commitment. Commemorative and gift-giving applications make Alaska quarters popular choices for presents that celebrate graduation, retirement, military service, or other life milestones, particularly for individuals with connections to Alaska or interests in wildlife and outdoor activities. The coin's representation of American ideals, including wilderness preservation, cultural diversity, and sustainable development, resonates with collectors who view their hobby as a way of celebrating and preserving national values. Research and scholarly interest in the Alaska quarter extends to fields including numismatics, art history, cultural studies, and environmental science, creating academic demand that contributes to the coin's long-term significance. The role of Alaska in American military strategy. An Arctic policy adds geopolitical significance to coins that commemorate the state, particularly as climate change and international competition increase focus on Arctic regions. Technological advances in coin production that were employed in creating the Alaska quarter represent important developments in minting techniques and quality control that continue to influence modern coin production. The integration of Alaska quarters into broader collecting themes including wildlife coins, state commemoratives, and modern mint products creates multiple market segments that support demand and value appreciation. Charitable and fundraising applications of Alaska quarter collecting provide opportunities for organizations to raise money while promoting education and cultural awareness. Estate and inheritance considerations make Alaska quarters attractive components of collections that will be passed to future generations, providing both financial value and educational opportunities for heirs. The psychological satisfaction associated with owning coins that represent personal interests, travel memories, or cultural connections creates intrinsic value that extends beyond market prices and helps maintain collector loyalty during market fluctuations. Social aspects of collecting Alaska quarters include participation in clubs, online communities, and trading networks that provide friendship, education, and mutual support among collectors with shared interests, conservation, and preservation. Efforts supported by Alaska quarter collecting contribute to broader educational initiatives that promote understanding of environmental issues and wildlife protection. The coin's role as a gateway to coin collecting for newcomers who are attracted by its beautiful design and cultural significance helps expand the overall collector base, while introducing more people to the educational and investment benefits of numismatics. Competitive collecting activities including registry sets, show competitions, and condition challenges provide additional motivation for acquiring and maintaining high-quality Alaska quarters while creating communities of collectors who share expertise and encouragement. Future research and discovery potential associated with Alaska quarters includes the possibility of finding new varieties, era coins, or historically significant specimens that could dramatically increase values and collector interest. The lasting legacy of the state quarter program, which concluded with Alaska and Hawaii, ensures that these coins will be remembered as important milestones in American numismatic history, creating permanent historical significance that supports long-term value potential. So when we consider the cultural, educational, and historical importance of the 2008D Alaska quarter, alongside its numismatic characteristics and investment potential, we see a coin that offers multiple layers of significance and appeal that extend far beyond simple monetary value, making it an ideal choice for collectors who want their coins to represent meaningful connections to American heritage, natural beauty, and cultural diversity. As we reach the conclusion of our comprehensive exploration of the 2008D Alaska quarter, it becomes clear that this remarkable coin represents far more than just another entry in the State Quarter series, combining exceptional artistic achievement, historical significance, and investment potential in ways that make it truly special for collectors and investors alike. The journey we've taken together through the coin's history, design elements, rarity factors, market performance, and collecting strategies demonstrates that this quarter deserves serious consideration from anyone interested in building a meaningful and valuable coin collection. Whether you're a seasoned collector looking to upgrade your existing holdings, a newcomer to the hobby seeking coins that offer both beauty and investment potential, or an investor exploring tangible alternatives to traditional financial instruments, the 2008D Alaska quarter provides compelling opportunities that combine immediate aesthetic satisfaction with long-term growth prospects. The key factors that make this coin special include its position as one of the final releases in the historic State Quarter program, its stunning artistic design that captures Alaska's natural beauty and cultural significance. The consistently strong collector demand that has driven steady price appreciation over the past decade. The relative scarcity of high-grade examples. That creates opportunities for significant returns on well-chosen specimens. And the broad appeal that attracts collectors from multiple specialty areas and geographic regions. Remember that success with Alaska quarters, like all coin collecting, requires knowledge, patience, and careful selection of the best available examples within your budget. But for those willing to invest the time and effort to understand the market and identify quality coins, the rewards can be substantial both financially and personally. So check your pocket change, examine your old coin collections, and consider whether it might be time to add some exceptional examples of this beautiful and historically important quarter to your holdings. You never know what treasures might be waiting in your change jar. And if you're fortunate enough to discover a high-grade to 008D Alaska quarter, consider yourself lucky because you're holding a coin that represents the best of American artistry, history, and numismatic achievement. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to our channel for more exciting coin discoveries and market insights. And ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest updates about valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Until next time, keep hunting for those numismatic treasures and remember that every coin has a story to tell and potentially significant value waiting to be discovered by knowledgeable collectors like you.